Good morning to all of you joining us live from India. I know it'll be early morning in India. It's going to be midday here in Adelaide at the moment, but it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because weather right now is very good. It had been very hot the last few days, but today it's nice. It's not hot, it's not cold, and the weather temperatures have come down only because it's been cloudy. If you can see behind me, let me quickly show you. You've got some rain clouds here, but this is the weather clearing up. Ganesh, good morning to you as well. This is the weather clearing up. Last night we had a bit of rain and lightning. I'd done that update on Sports Today. This morning it's clear now, but early morning we had thunderstorms and lots of rain early morning here in Adelaide. But that rain was expected. That early morning rain was expected. It was expected to clear up a little later in the day, and now exactly that's what has happened. It's clearing up. Still you could see some sort of clouds, but it's clearing up. Ayush, good morning to you as well. Yeah, sending you all the love back. So it's clearing up, and the good news is that when the game happens, evening time here, 6:30 time here, which is 1:30 India time, it's expected to be clear. Masoom, thank you, love to you also. I hope everyone is safe in Nepal after the earthquake. So yeah, you're going to get a full 40 over game expectedly. Let's talk about the game. Big game for India. It's a big day for Indian cricket. It's been a long time since India have got their hands on an ICC trophy. It's been 9 years, 2013 Champions Trophy. After that, India have had to face a lot of disappointments in big ICC tournaments, whether it was the 2015 50 over World Cup where you lost at the same stage, which was a semi-final stage here in Australia coincidentally, whether it was the 2019 World Cup where once again you lost in the semi-final stage, whether it was the 2016 T20 World Cup, again the semi-final stage where you lost, 2014 T20 World Cup where you lost in the final. So you were reaching the knockouts, you were reaching one or two steps close to the trophy. Similar situation that Indian team is right now, but you slipped up. And at the end of the day, only the trophy counts, right? If you've got your hands on the trophy. And again, you're presented with the opportunity. I think that last T20 World Cup was a bit of a blip where, India didn't even go past the first round. They've rectified that, reached the semi-final convincingly, I might add. I say convincingly, yes, you saw a few close games, but that's the nature of T20 cricket. Most games are going to be close. You will rarely have one-sided contest. India had one-sided contest against much weaker teams like Zimbabwe and Netherlands, but against slightly stronger team, there were close games. You expect that. Majority of T20 games will be like that. But why I say dominating? Because India's performance in the group stage, I mean, much better than England. England actually went through an upset where they lost to Ireland. And England finished second in their group. So if I was to compare England and India at the moment, you'd have to say India have played better cricket to reach this far. But then again, knockout, you never really know. Same thing, 2019 World Cup, India had played better cricket than New Zealand, but then one bad day, one bad hour, I would say, in that semi-final, and it all went downhill from there. So anything, and in T20 it's even shorter, so a bad phase of play with 2-3 overs can be very detrimental to what you're trying to achieve. So that's why I say it's a big day for Indian cricket, a semi-final versus England. But here are a few reasons that I think India look like the more likely team to go to the final. One, as I said, they've played better cricket in this tournament so far, better than England. That's one reason. Reason number two, you're playing in Adelaide. India have a great record in Adelaide. England not so in the recent past. 2015 World Cup, I think they had a disastrous outing here in Adelaide. And Joss Butler spoke about how the group spoke about that particular game. So, and the other interesting thing about Adelaide is India has played one game here in this tournament during this time. That was against Bangladesh. So, that recent knowledge of how the pitch is, how the ground behave, what size boundaries, how to approach the game, India has that. England have not played a single game at the Adelaide in this tournament. So that I think could be a major advantage. Sometimes we underestimate it, but it's a big advantage India have. The other reason I think India hold a slight edge, the last time they played a T20I series, that was in England. India was at England. India won that. That's another thing that I'm sure will be in the minds of the player. And another reason, where I think India may hold the edge, because no matter what, wherever you play, home sort of a support, a crowd backing, crowd support really makes a difference. And no points for guessing who will be the home team here. It will clearly be India, sold out stadium, packed. We met people who've come from India, from US, everyone we met while we were doing our filming yesterday, programming yesterday. So it'll be like almost 95, 96% crowd backing India, the remaining maybe England or even neutral. So that support is also going to help the Indian team. So there are various factors which tell me that India go into this game as the favourites. But again, big day, big match temperament, who handles pressure better, all of that will also play a major role. I know a lot of time it's said that, listen, India, expectations are so much, that's why pressure is a bit more on Indian teams, so that's why they end up crumbling. But let me tell you, cricket may not be the number one sport in England, but they also face a lot of pressure from their media, from their former players, a lot of expectation there as well. So it's not that it will only be India feeling the pressure, a lot of pressure on England too. Okay, I know a lot of questions. If anyone asking me about the weather, I've already updated it. Just go back and check that out. Let's take a look at the playing 11. Firstly, for England, I think two major blows for them. Mark Wood and David Malan both unlikely to play. And why is that going to be important? Mark Wood, we know, can crank it up over 150 easily, reaches 155. So he is genuinely quick, genuine quick pace can trouble any batsman, no matter if there's any assistance or not for seam or swing movement. He's anyway more hit the deck sort of a bowler, very quick. He not playing is going to be a big blow for England. And whatever I saw of him in training yesterday, only barely bowled 12 balls I think in practice, and that too from a very short runner, barely was bowling. So he's not going to be playing, Mark Wood. Team hasn't announced the team, but the English team, but whatever I saw of him, no chance of him playing. David Malan also unlikely to play, and he may not have as much impact as Mark Wood, but listen, a left-hander, can be a game changer. They might go with Salt in his place, I think, with Malan not playing, and Salt himself is a very aggressive batsman. Thank you, Punjab Kings fan, for your kind comments. So Salt might come in and in that sense cover up for the absence of David Malan, but Mark Wood is going to be a big blow. Maybe Chris Jordan comes in for his place. So England already, one more reason, I think I listed 4 reasons. This is reason number 5, which again gives India the edge. So 5 reasons why I think India hold the edge over England in this semi-final. Now let's take a closer look at the Indian playing 11. And I think I can safely say, whatever little I'm getting to hear, that Akshar Patel may not make the 11. So India is not going to make too many changes, but Akshar Patel will not make the 11 is what I think. He hasn't had a great time with the ball, but though Rohit Sharma defended him in the press conference, he said that, listen, he's hardly bowled, which he's right. Akshar has hardly got a chance to bowl. The reason behind that, as Rohit pointed out, that they've got 3 fast bowlers that have been bowling their full quota, and Hardik has also more often than not been bowling his full quota. So those 4 bowlers, when they bowl their full quota, then the spinners have to be divided for the remaining 4 overs, and which is why Akshar hasn't got a chance to bowl too much. Now if that's the case, if that is something that the Indian team realizes, then maybe it won't be a bad idea to take that one spinner off and look at another bowler. Now plenty of options there for India who they can go for. So Akshar most likely I think is not playing. Who can they go for? They have an option of going with Harshal Patel. By the way, I'll tell you, I was watching India's nets very closely yesterday, and Harshal Patel looked like the most menacing bowler in the nets. He was bowling mighty quick. Sometime on television you may not realize, and you may think that Harshal is a medium pacer, but he can really crank it up. Was bowling very quick. He hit Virat, beat Virat a few times in the nets, hit him also once. His quick bouncer is also not easy to tackle, Harshal. So he was looking very menacing, in full flow, bowling very well. So possible for Akshar. For one Patel, you could go for the other Patel. Akshar goes out, maybe a Harshal comes in. That is a possibility. The other way of looking at it is you may again look at a Deepak Hooda, something that the Indian team did, because if you're taking Akshar out, you want to strengthen your batting, and if that's the case, then the only problem with that is you wouldn't want, though Deepak Hooda was bowling in the nets. He was bowling a lot of off spin. That gives you an indication that maybe he was told to be ready. They might need him as the sixth bowling option if he comes in and they strengthen their batting. That's an option. If for Akshar, Deepak Hooda can come in. The only problem is two off spinners may not be the way to go, because they've got enough right-handers also in the batting lineup. So you will need the bowler who takes it away from them, and that's where Yuzi Chahal also comes in. I think Yuzi Chahal is also in the reckoning to play. England haven't done well against leggies. Yuzi Chahal has been outstanding for a very long time. And also, see, again, I'll tell you, between a spinner or a Harshal Patel, as I said, Harshal was bowling very well, but what happens mostly, Adelaide has shorter square boundaries and longer straight boundaries. Now, if you look at the attacking instincts of most batsmen, fast bowlers are targeted for square boundaries. Harshal especially, because he bowls slightly short of length with his variations. So, if he does get hit, it will always be square of the wicket, and because of shorter square boundaries, you might see batsmen clear the boundary. So that's a risk you run if you play Harshal. Whereas if you play that spinner, for spinners, most attacking shots are straight, and straight boundaries for Adelaide are pretty long, so you can get a wicket when batsman is trying to hit. So that's why I think Yuzi would be interesting. All things equal, I would have gone with a Yuzi instead of Akshar, because if Akshar is not playing, which we are hearing he's not, then Yuzi should have come in. The problem only lies with the batting becoming weak. How do you rectify that? And India has made it very clear that they need some sort of batting at number 8. We've seen that Ashwin has been crucial at that position against Bangladesh, against Pakistan. So I don't think the Indian team is going to run the risk of having no batting from 8 onwards. Bhuvneshwar will come in at 8, and he's not really been amongst the thick of runs. So that's the only thing that goes against Yuzi Chahal. So it's a bit of an issue. You'll have to take a look at what to go with. Between Dinesh Karthik, Rishabh Pant, I think I can safely tell you now that Rishabh Pant is playing ahead of Dinesh Karthik. That's what we're getting to know. Also made very clear by Rohit Sharma. He said that they bought Rishabh in the Zimbabwe game because one, Rishabh hadn't got any game time, and they wanted to give him some game time because if he was required later in the tournament, he should have played a bit. Also, the reason they got him in the Zimbabwe game because they needed a left-hander to attack the English spinners. And if you played him in the Zimbabwe game knowing fully well that you need him in the England game, then there is no reason why he will not play the game that you were preparing him for. So Rishabh Pant, I think, plays ahead of Dinesh Karthik. So Dinesh Karthik may be sitting out, Rishabh Pant is going to play. Akshar Patel is unlikely to play. Who comes in? Maybe Harshal Patel is the favourite because of his batting, but Yuzi Chahal also could have been very, very handy in these conditions. So that's the update from India and team camp. Rohit Kumar says, do you think Indian team is in pressure after Pakistan made it to the final? I asked this question to Sunny Gavaskar yesterday that, okay, now Pakistan made it to the final, does it add to pressure on India that arch rivals have made it, we should? And he said, no, team doesn't think like that. And I agree with him. You can't get so ahead of yourself. First, you need to deal with a strong, dominating white ball team in England. We know what they can do. Yes, they've not had a great outing with the bat so far. They've not played like England that we know. But Josh Butler said that that's because of the conditions. That's because of the opposition. You can't always expect England to play one way. So all things equal, you can't be thinking of Pakistan game right now. Vibhu, I've answered the Wood question. Jwala Prasad, I've answered the Akshar Patel, Harshal Patel question. Sunil Kumar says, nice England team. That's true. Kishan Patel, thank you for your love. Sending you love back. Radhikesh is watching us from Texas. I hope you're doing well. You'll have to be up pretty late at night to be watching this game, but do that. Yes, I hope we bring the cup back. Really keeping fingers crossed. That's why I said. Kishan, thank you also for your comment. That's why I said that very big day for Indian cricket. Fingers crossed. Very, very big day for Indian cricket. It's make or break. So Arvind, thank you again for your kind comments. So I've answered most of your questions because a lot of you have joined me late. So just go back, check the video out. I've answered most of the questions that you guys are asking. For the moment, I'm going to take your leave. Thank you guys, always good company. I'll be building up to the game on India Today. Those videos will be up on Sports Today, those television videos. Don't forget to subscribe to that. I hope you enjoyed all the content that we're bringing to you from here. It's the last final stretch, and I hope the Indian team does well at the moment. Watch the game, enjoy it, but after the game, come to Sports Today for all the analysis and all our coverage. Love you all. Take care. Nikhil Naz signing off from Adelaide. Bye.